So you can't hear this, but that's 5 hertz. You know, there's no rubbing of the cone, or the driver should I say. It runs really well. Quite happy with this. So obviously I'm going to have to do some sort of extensive testing before I send this away to the studio. So see if I can slow it down for you guys so you can see what it's actually doing. So that's basically all it's doing, is just switching the pitch of the blades from front to back. And obviously when it's spinning, the faster the blades spin, the more air is moved, so it creates a bigger vacuum, which is why they are so efficient and why they are ridiculously expensive to buy from places like Eminent Technology, which I don't understand why they would charge extortionate amounts of money for something like this. I don't think that's very fair, but there you go. Okay, so I'm going to put a different test tone through this one. This is 2 hertz. Hold on, wiring. So as I was just about to change the frequency, I could hear it just, you know, like a slight clattering. So I went round to the front and noticed that the epoxy has actually come away from the driver, which is no good. And so obviously went through some further investigation and noticed that the actual swash plate with the bearing, it's got like inside the bearing has like a ball inside it with a hole that goes through, obviously, where the shaft is, and the ball had somehow stiffened up and got stuck on the shaft, and that's obviously how the epoxy is pulled away from the driver cone. So what I've done is I've just cleaned it. I've just sprayed it with some, you know, like brake cleaner. They use it for cars and things like that because it's really good at degreasing things. I just use it because I'm a mechanic. So anyway, I sprayed it with some brake cleaner, and it kind of, you know, got a little bit easier to move, and then it just eased off. So I'm assuming it's getting a bit dirty. So what I might do is, when I package it up and send the instructions to the studio on how to use it, what I might do is just package in some sort of like a some sort of oil, or just tell them, you know, the shaft needs oiling every so often, because the clearances are so you know, fine. But yes, it got stuck, and I think that's what's caused this to seize up and obviously pull the epoxy away from the cone. I put 20 hertz through it, and it was literally just bouncing everywhere. The whole unit was just shaking all over the place, so I had to calm it down a little bit. And also the the vent in my kitchen, that was rattling all over, and this hasn't even got a baffle around it, so I can't imagine what this is going to be like when it's got a baffle. Day 2 of testing. I went to an auto centre yesterday, and I bought some epoxy, and you know, like some proper industrial strength epoxy, and some cyanacrylate, and I basically put the cyanacrylate super glue just behind. I just lined it just behind the swash plate, and then I stuck that down, and then I got this, you know, super strength epoxy, and just absolutely smeared it all over the swash plate and around the cone, or the driver, and it's been holding up really well. And I've just been running some more sine waves through it, and I've been playing some music, and I've been absolutely hammering it, and it seems to be holding up really well. It probably helps, obviously, the fact that it's been set overnight as well. It's still just a little bit soft, but it's still, you know, holding it real well. So what I was gonna do now was, obviously, I was gonna just put some more sine waves to it for you guys, so you can see how it performs. You know, I'm gonna absolutely slap it, and because obviously, you know, when I'm going to be sending it to a company that's in Berlin, I need to make sure that this is going to be performing up to scratch, you know. So I'm going to be absolutely slapping this up, and hopefully once I've finished testing with it, that's it, it's done, and then I'll be sending it away. So I'm going to get some material together, and I'll just run it all through. So we've got 20 hertz here. This is what destroyed it the last time. So I'm just absolutely hammering it with this. Hang on. Not sure if you can see it, but this thing's shaking all over the place, quite violently. Okay, so I'll do 15 hertz now. Hang on. It's 15 hertz. It literally cannot contain itself. It's doing well though, it's doing pretty alright. Doing really well. Okay, let's speed this up a bit. So we're on 20 hertz on the VFD, so that's going pretty fast, but I've got an overdrive of an extra 2 hertz, so 22 hertz. Oh, it's not really made that much of a difference actually. Sped it up though, but it's handling it really well. Yeah, this is gonna go real far, this is. Okay, so I've done so much testing with this thing. I've done real, you know, a real decent amount of testing. Just check that this, yeah, I'll leave the epoxy to set. Epoxy still needs to set. It's still a little bit sticky in places actually, and I've left it to set overnight. So yeah, that just needs leaving for a couple more days. Other than that, the testing phase is what one would call complete. The subwoofer is 99% ready to go. I'm just unplugging stuff now because I don't need to use it anymore. It's done. So all I've got to do now is just wait for the epoxy to set real well. It's already, you know, practically set. I just need to make sure, obviously, that it sets really, really good. And remove the blades. Obviously, we don't want it to be breaking during transporting, so I'll remove the blades and put those to one side. I will also package it with the instruction manual on the crossover and the amplifier, and also a few spare parts as well. You know, like connecting rods and connectors and blade screws in case they get rounded off and things like that. So yeah, this is done. The only thing actually I haven't done is wired the crossover to the to the amplifier. That is one thing I haven't done. So I need to get that done. So all I will do is just get the subwoofer output, which is down here, this one here. Subwoofer output, just get some wire, some phono cable, staple it down, and then straight into the input of the amplifier, and that is it. So I'll do that a little bit later, and I'll let the guys at the studio know that their masterpiece is completed, and send it away. It'll be a real shame to let this go. I'm quite gutted because this is incredible. This is. I've got no use, actually. I've got no physical use for it because I have nowhere to put it. But I mean, this is just great just to even look at, you know. And it works really, really well. So I will definitely, as much as I hated making it, I will definitely be making another one, I'm pretty certain. But I suppose, you know, everyone's got to move on, haven't they? So I'm wondering now if there's another way of producing sound in a not so ordinary fashion. That I'm gonna have to look at. So I might be making something else that passes my eyeballs, or even something that I've thought of. So I think I'll be doing some research. I know that there's a couple of speakers that have been made, you know, that use like solenoids and actuators and things like that to you know, try and boost the output, or just because it's more efficient to use a solenoid with links to two drivers rather than you know, a voice coil to one driver and a voice coil to another driver, which requires twice the output from an amplifier, whereas if you've just got the solenoid, you know, you've just got one output to the solenoid from the amplifier, and that in a way can save you from wasting electricity. But again, if you use it in a car, it's a different story, because a car can generate its own electricity, whereas if you're in the house, you're using your own electricity, in which case obviously you have to pay for. So everyone's looking at ways of being more efficient so they don't have to pay so much for doing things, especially for electricity and gas in the house. So, you know, creating something like this that can, you know, outperform a 20,000 watt subwoofer at low frequencies that only uses 300 watts is obviously better than using you know, a 10 or 20,000 watt subwoofer. Obviously, you know, 10 and 15 or 20,000 watt subs, if they are implemented correctly and used however they, you know, then yes, you will get a lot of high performance sound waves, or sound should I say, from that, in the higher frequency ranges, you know, 50, 60, 70 and 100, 200 hertz. Whereas this won't do that. This won't do 100 hertz because it will end up probably breaking. But this will do 2 hertz quite happily, you know, and rock the door, which is, you know, other side of the house, quite happily. And it's only 300 watts, whereas if you did that with a 20,000 watt subwoofer, you'd probably use all of that 20,000 watts, you know, and your electricity bill would be sky high, and it probably wouldn't even do that. It might, to be fair, it might, but it's very unlikely, because there's just no, it's inefficient. It can't move air in the same way as this can. So, you know, obviously a great big sub like that isn't something you'd use in your own home. It's something you'd use in the car or show car. So I suppose if we could make a miniature version of this, which is probably on the books, I think that would be pretty cool. You know, because I'm assuming, I think this is 17 inches. Hang on, I'll find out. Where's my tape measure? I've lost my tape. Hang on. Okay, so let's have a look. So from the bottom of this blade to around the top is, what would we say that is? 17 and a half ish. Actually, no, we're touching 18 inches there. Oh wait. Yeah, it's about 18 inches. So that's 18 inches, you know, wide. So I reckon if we made that probably 8 inches, you know, spun it really fast, but used the same sort of driver. You know, you leave the amplifier off and the crossover off, put them, you know, separately to the driver, to the actual unit, lower the motor mount down, see if we can find a smaller motor. I think this is the smallest type, but this will go really fast anyway, so yeah, if we lowered this right down, you know, made it small, 8 inches, probably just so it's slightly wider than this, you know, the spider, before the end of the basket. I'd probably say that's around about 10 inch, 9-10 inches. Actually, yeah, probably about 10. So okay, made the blades in 10 inches in length and spun it really quite quickly. That then will probably be able to reproduce the higher frequencies as well as the lower frequencies, so it'll be better. The only reason why this is as big as it is because it can move quite slowly and only produce the low frequencies. It doesn't need to produce the higher frequencies. Whereas if we made a big one, a small one, quite a small one, it can produce the higher frequencies. But again, actually, I suppose, yeah, it's something we could look into actually. A smaller, compact version. Yeah, that's something that we could look into. Anyways, so yeah, like I say, this is done. There is no more for me to do on this apart from fitting the phonos to the crossover and the amplifier, and that is it. Like, there is nothing for me to do else on this. So yeah, I'm ashamed to see it leave, or will be leaving anyway. But yeah, I'm hoping that they really do enjoy this. You know, and I'm hoping that one day maybe I can, they'll send me some sort of invite to go and see one of their performances using my subwoofer that I've built for them. So I can see how they set it up and, listen to it properly, because I can't really listen to it properly here. I haven't got a baffle for it to fit into, but I would love to hear this, work in a proper environment with real sounds. I reckon that would be astonishing. And if they do invite me to their studio and hear this in a proper environment, I will definitely get that video on YouTube. I will definitely get that on YouTube. So I'm going to contact them later today to let them know that testing is finished, it is ready for them, and get some sort of packaging sorted out for it, and get it sent away. So I really do hope that they enjoy this. I've had quite an enjoyable time building it, even though it's been a nuisance to build, but it looks great. I can't get over it. It looks great. And it's great to know that, I'm probably the only person in the world that's actually built one of these things, from scratch. Actually I've built 2 of these now. So I'm pretty proud of myself. So yeah, thanks again guys for watching these videos with me. Oh dear, here comes the cat. Out, come on, out. Come on, out. Yes, thank you very much guys for watching these videos and showing me your support, helping me out with some hints and tips and advice. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully I'll get some more videos up on YouTube, but I don't know if they'll be related to audio, I think. So yeah, it could be anything really. It could be a range, it could be absolutely anything. So hopefully guys, I'll get something sorted. If you've got any suggestions, please let me know. I'll be happy to sort something out, look into it or whatever. So yeah, if you've got any suggestions or advice or anything, something that you want me to do for you guys, build or whatever that you might find interesting, or whatever, just drop me a message, or just write on the comments below, you know, whatever. Let me know what you want me to do, or for advice or whatever. Let me know. So yes, thank you very much guys. Hopefully I'll get another video up soon, and I'll speak to you guys later.